Alright, now it's time to go over the results from the poll that you guys voted in. So let's go ahead and get the averages of the ranks for these girls. So let's start with, actually it's a tie for 5th place. We have Rurino and Hosue. So no 6th place, it was actually a tie for 5th place, as unlikely as that is. So then we're going to move to 4th place. 4th place goes to Suziri. Remember, she's the penguin girl. She's also the part who did Awoke. So we have her for that. In 3rd place, we have in the bottom left, Kaho. Probably the leader. And from previous experiences, they usually don't do well. But we'll see how that continues on. In 2nd place, all the way in the top right, we have Megumi. And of course, that leaves just one girl to be in 1st place. So of course, in 1st place, we got Sayaka. I hope I got all those names right. I'm going based on memory, so if I screwed up, I'm sorry. But let's go ahead and talk about the overall results. So I'm going to show you the table here, where I have the accumulation of all the results, S through F. You know, S being like God tier character, and F being character you hate, basically. And I assigned a value, so if you're wondering how the averages work, 0 is S, A is 1, B 2, C 3, D 4, F 5. So depending on that, that explains your averages. So of course, the favorite character we have here is Sayaka Murano. And I say I do like Sayaka. Probably number 2 for me, from what I've seen so far. And, you know, she has been shown to be pretty interesting, and I think she did a pretty good job in Awoke. It's, of course, early, so don't take any results as gospel. But this is just the early results and what people have been liking so far. And it's not like a bajillion votes were in here, but I figured I would like to show you what the results are. And we can see that the category that Sayaka has done the best in is from the 21 to 25 year olds, so a little bit older in the audience. And the section she's done the worst in would actually be the 10 to 14 year olds. So you can see these averages, they don't range by a dramatic amount. And you can definitely see that with the averages, the best being 1.28 and the worst being 1.7, that there isn't necessarily a dramatic rift of saying this character is way, way, way better than the other. Keep in mind, getting a 1.28, that's like, based on my grading scale, getting a 1 would be right between S and an A, so kind of like an A+. So she would be like an A+, while the worst characters based on this averages would be more like an A-. So then, of course, in 2nd place, we got Megumi Fujishima. We got the 2nd most 1st place votes, as you can see. And the category that she seems to struggle a little bit more in is the females, as well as the 15 to 20 year olds, which is definitely a bit more of the target demographic. But also, there are a decent amount of males, and the 10 to 14 year olds seem to really like her. In 3rd place, we get Kaho Hinoshita, and she's got a good amount of A's, in fact the most votes for A's, so that would keep her in the 3rd place average. You can see that across the board there isn't a huge variation, but males seem to like her a little bit more than the females. And then in 4th place we got Tsuzuri Yuguri, and she got the 3rd most 1st place votes and there. And the categories that she definitely seems to be struggling in is the females, as well as the 21 through 25 year olds. But she does a decent amount better with the target audience with the 15 to 20 year olds. And then we got the 2 worst based on these averages, which is Kotue and Urino. And we can see that the problem for those girls is that the 21 to 25 year olds really, really bring them down. Urino does pretty well with the target audience of 15 to 20 year olds, but my goodness, Urino gets kind of decimated in the 21 to 25 year olds, where she gets an average of 2.433. So she definitely isn't really well liked by that, and that's kind of what you expect from the really immature, kind of gremlin-like characters, and that definitely seems to really show in this trend. But let me know, based on what you see, what do you guys think about these girls so far? Of course, it's early, but I'm curious to see what you guys think, and let me know in comments below how you would currently grade them, and we can see how that changes in the future. So now we're going to move on to the other one. So we had the Dream Believers mini album, and this is the rankings for the 6 songs in there. 3 of them were group songs, the Dream Believers, On Your Mark, and I No Euphoria. And then we had the 3, I think we can call them sub-units probably, in Susasai Sakai, Awoke, and Dododo. So based on these songs, what do people think? Keep in mind, when I release this, only Susasai Sekai had released in full, kind of, because they had that lyric video. But since then, we got Awoke and Do Do Do. So now we have those with full lyric videos. So that may or may not change your opinion, but based on the songs we got so far, what was the favorite? And the favorite would be On Your Mark, and that win and got the best in most categories, just not one section. But it got the most most votes for S, which definitely really carries it. And the category that's not so great in is the 10 to 14 year olds, but it still has a phenomenal average of about 1 almost, which is pretty dang good. And you can see what really cares that it's in the 15 to 20 year olds, it's got an average of a 0.981, which is pretty dang good. Then for second place, we have Dream Believers, the song that the mini album is named after. It got a good amount of S's and A's. And then after that, we got Susai Sekai, which has been my personal favorite. And it seems to be doing a little better with the 10 to 14 year olds, but not so much with the 21 to 25 year olds, which I found that a little odd, but I'm just reporting the data, so that's just how it is. And then fourth goes to Awoke. I thought this would do a little better based on what I saw from the comments, but who knows? It looks like males and the 21 to 25 year olds definitely have brought the average down for this, but it's definitely done a little better with the 15 to 20 year olds. Maybe I just need more people to vote, and this will change. And then after that, we have Do Do Do, where it's still not an awful ranking based on the average, but definitely has struggled a little bit more. It's done better with the 15 to 20 year olds, but it's the non-target audience that's really had brought this down, as females don't really care as much, 10 to 14 year olds don't care as much, and then 21 to 25 year olds don't care for much. The song definitely tries to be a little more, cutesy almost, I want to say, and that always hasn't done exactly the most. Those are the most popular songs usually that we've seen from Love Live, but they seem to try to fill that kind of void with this group. And the ranking to the overall grade has suffered a little bit, but it's not bad by any margin. And last, we have Ayan no Euphoria getting last in here based on the average. And you can see that the 21 to 25 year olds as well as the males definitely brought this down, but it's done better for the 10 to 14 year olds, which I found a little odd, but I think it's a pretty decent song. But I would still probably listen to Sekai most, and maybe On Your Mark. But I could definitely see and agree with the top 3 here. But let me know what you guys think about that. Of course, I have the demographics for all the voters if you're curious to see that. And of course, big shout out to all the people who participated in this poll, and here they are, as at least the ones that wish to be credited for their participation in the poll. Big shout out to you guys, seriously though. I really do appreciate that you guys do participate in this. And here are a few of the comments I do want to highlight that go over their opinions on some of the girls as well as these songs. But that will be it for this video. So what are you guys' opinions on these girls so far? Are you liking what you see so far? Do you see potential? Are some of these girls already your favorites, or do you at least see potential for them to be your favorites? Why are these girls some of your favorites? And what do you guys think about the first few songs? Do you see those being some of your top favorites so far? Have you listened to the videos, and what do you think about those? I might do a ranking video if they do that for all the songs. They got 3 so far. I don't know if they're going to hit the rest, but they definitely each have their own different style. And I mean, it's kind of cool that we have more content to consume, and it's nice to have that over nothing, especially if we might not get anime for them. At least we get some kind of more interesting kind of an animated video to watch than just the simple lyric videos that we have to make on YouTube ourselves. But I definitely see some potential in here. I'm still worrying about the fact that all their activities will be hosted on an app, and will it ever be in English? I really hope so, because it's going to be very difficult for a lot of people, because if they don't know Japanese, how are they going to really be able to enjoy the content? It's going to be hard. And I'm also part of that group, because I am too lazy to put in the effort to learn Japanese myself. So I have my fingers crossed that will happen, and I'll definitely try to cover all the big stuff, regardless if it's not going to be in English. And I'll definitely try to help you guys out as well. But I am hoping that will come, so that it can continue for these girls to grow and really put their mark on Love Live. But I'm curious to see how you guys feel about them right now, and what do you think they could do? What is your hopes and dreams for what this girls can possibly bring? Who knows, maybe he'll expand too. I don't know if we need that though. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think about these girls in comments below, and hope to catch you guys in another video soon.